You heard about what's going on with Meg Thee Stallion, correct?
Yeah. I don't know everything that's going on though. People are speculating about a lot of stuff. Either way, it highlights the importance that is always highlighted in pretty much every television show, every interview, every movie, Empire, anything. You got to have a lawyer, and you got to have a lawyer that knows the intricacies of like contracts. Contracts be difficult.
Yeah. When she said she didn't, I don't even know what's in my contract. I was like, wow.
People can completely read a contract and still and be well read.
Yeah.
And just you don't know what's going on.
That legalese, man.
You don't know the legalese. You don't know the terminology. You don't know all this other kind of stuff. So there are plenty of lawyers that will say like, yo, I'm not delving in that realm because I don't look at that stuff. Mm-hmm. So if I don't know that stuff, then I'm not going to. So it highlights that. Like, I hope, all parties are able to work out what they want to work out because I want an album. I like to hear a big album.
Oh, I thought you were saying you want an album yourself. I was like, nigga, you want to rap or sing?
No.
Like,
I want to make the Stallion album.
Yeah.
I don't want to get out there and rap.
I want to make the Stallion album too.
Y'all don't want to hear me rap either. So
not at all.
It is what it is.
You'd have some bars.
Nah,
I'd ghostwrite for you.
I got nothing. Can you ghostwrite?
I can ghostwrite.
You should be out here doing stuff. Why don't you get back into producing? That way we can take failed producer off your thing.
No, I'll get back into it, but I'm going to keep failed producer up there. It's just interesting.
Oh, that makes it. Oh, okay.
I got you. I like that.
It's a marketing thing.
It's a marketing thing. It's cool.
All marketing.
You said what?
I said it's all marketing.
It's all marketing. There's no publicity. That's a bad publicity unless you're R. Kelly. Because his future is black and ugly as ever. However, messed that up.
You messed up the whole thing.
Yeah.
You messed up the whole thing. I'm going to lobby back.
You don't have to because we just finished.
Okay,
with
well, never mind.
Black History Month. Black and ugly as ever. However, I stay Houston down to my socks. It's Avery Like a Very Nice Guy, also known as, Avery Like a Very Nice Guy. Avery Like a Very I know I did it. My bad.
It was so good.
I'm sorry, Jonathan. I'm sorry.
No, it's all right. That was our fault. That
also
was his
known
fault.
as Carlton. That's my fault. Also known as Carlton, Carlton Banks. Our studio producer, Jonathan, is great. Like, we never say his name.
All of our studio producers. We got Jonathan. We got Mike. They make sure that the videos pop up when we need. They make sure the names are going.
Yes.
They switch all the cameras.
For real.
They make sure to switch the cameras off of me when I'm drinking water.
Yeah.
Like,
because
we
just be
saying? Yeah,
all we do is talk. We ain't got no talent.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
Also, once again, I'm here with the co-host, my brother, Jess Devon.
That's me.
Yeah, Jess Devon. That's you.
Thank you.
One of the best on-air personalities that I know, and a writer that I know as well. Shut up! Don't do it.
I know. I wasn't gonna say anything.
There you go. You're just gonna let me love you. That's it.
No, it's happening. It's all right.
That's a good thing. We have a special guest in the building. All of our guests are special, but today we have a very special guest in the building on the pod today. We've had various guests, from singers to rappers, producers, actors, and even people running for office. Following that tradition of esteemed guest, we have an officer of the court, an actual real lawyer. Devon didn't pass the bar. So
I came close.
You came close.
One of them times. I don't know which
You
one
probably
it was.
did.
But, it was on one of them times.
He did.
What is it when you graduate from law school but you don't? Which one is? One's a lawyer, one's an attorney. It don't matter. I can't do nothing for you. But continue.
He can guide you to a lawyer.
I can definitely guide you to a lawyer. I can let you know, like, yo, call this number.
Yeah, you
Go
can tell
for
him, you can tell him, you can send him to the guest today.
Yeah.
All right, because he specializes in a lot of things. Specializes in business, organization, and entertainment law, personal injury, criminal law, family law, but that's not all he does, all right? Okay, he's a former mock trial legend, a Clark Atlanta graduate, a Thurgood Marshall graduate, just like Devon, but this man passed the bar. He's a former
really taking them digs.
I know. It's funny.
I
love you though,
because you're to succeed at the level of my failure.
Hey man,
like you have to.
I love it. That's so true. You have to succeed.
You have to do better.
You have to
to reach my heights of failure.
You have to achieve something to fail at that level. And that's what he rides it in stride. But yes, also he's a former college and lifestyle clerk for the biggest entertainment label in the world, Universal Music Group. Former president of Sports and Law Entertainment Law Society. Former clerk to the Judge Belinda Hall, and a former member of the Lakewood Church legal team. Also an entrepreneur, movie producer. Go see River Runs Red. Chairman of the Foundation for Black Heritage, also a chairman of the board for the Tax Increment Reinvestment Zone 26. That's Sunnyside. All right, Rodney Jones.
Sunnyside.
Yeah, but I want to say the technical stuff.
Okay.
All right, Rodney. His name is Rodney Jones, y'all. Rodney Jones. It's just coming straight from his website.
What up, y'all?
Yeah, Rodney Jones. He didn't become a lawyer just to win cases. He became a lawyer to bless people and make a change for those who cannot do it themselves, man. Rodney Jones, once again, give him another round of applause.
Appreciate it, man. What up, fellas?
All right. Thank you, man.
Man,
Appreciate you coming out.
That's a hell of an introduction.
Man,
brother.
also, I'm sorry. I forgot one thing. The best Christmas party.
I was about to say.
I totally forgot. That's how I met him.
Last time he sent us a text, he goes, hey, you want to come out to the Christmas party? I'm like, yeah, sure, we'll come out because we were trying to get him on as a guest. He's like, yo, stop by. I thought it was just going to be like, I mean, I'm not saying lawyers can't party. They can because they drink a lot. But
yeah,
I was just like, oh, okay, this will be a cool little thing. And it was big. And it was great. Like, I was like, yo, I would have been so mad if I had have stayed home and then looked at this on Instagram or something later. I'd have been mad.
I saw it on Instagram. I was there.
that.
I fell in love 9 times. I was like, I follow her and her and her.
I think it was a free liquor, man. Free liquor.
It was a lot of it.
Out.
It was a lot.
Yeah, free liquor does. Free food and liquor.
Nah, it was a good look, man. Bunch of good guys came together, man, and we, Kevin Murray, a couple other guys, man. We try to reach out to the city, man, and it all came together, man.
No, it was great.
We had a good time. Everybody said they had a good time, so we're gonna keep it going. We're gonna keep the tradition going.
So this is gonna be an every year thing.
Absolutely.
That's great.
Get bigger and bigger.
Okay.
So we could come every year?
Absolutely, man.
It's documented.
Man,
on camera.
I'm glad because I sent Devon the invite. I was trying to get to everybody, man. I think I sent it to you the day before.
He really did.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know. I
Yeah.
said, maybe we'll come through. And he was like, maybe we'll come through. I think Tresha was like, I'm going to go. I was like, okay, I'm going to go too.
Yeah.
I said, a few people we knew were like,
once Tresha said she was going to go, I was like, it's going to be fun.
Let's go check this thing out. And it was
it was a bunch of traction, man.
great.
It was the greatest.
It was great. It was great. Was that for a good cause? I want to say
it was for a good cause.
What was the cause? Because I don't remember what it was.
Suits for Success, and we always make sure that we're giving back, and so we were raising money to get suits for some of the young men that are not able to get suits for jobs and stuff like that. So every year we'll do a different charity, and
That's awesome, man. So philanthropists, we could add that to your long
man.
list.
That's
awesome,
that's
man.
the most important part, bro.
That's good. Giving back to the community.
That's it, man.
And there's when we're talking about the community, we're talking specifically Houston. Where are you from?
I'm from Houston, Sunnyside. Well, I was raised between Sunnyside and Southwest.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay. So let's just talk about like upbringing. When you're, growing up, was your plan on let me be a lawyer? Like
No.
at what point? Okay. So what did you want to do when you were coming up as a kid?
Man, believe it or not, man, I was just I was always had an entrepreneurial spirit, man. I was that kid in the neighborhood that's selling lemonade, cutting grass, washing cars in the summer. Always had some type of business going on. And so ultimately that's always been my primary passion. I even consider myself now, I'm a lawyer, but I consider myself more of a businessman with a law license. You know what I mean? Because that's just where my heart is, man. I'm always thinking about new businesses, new opportunities, how to get out there. I think law was one of those areas that kind of brought everything together for me. You know what I'm saying? It gave me some tools under my belt, and you know what I'm saying, it allowed me to take my business ambitions to another level. Yeah, kind of put everything together.
No, it's not bad. It's not bad.
Yep.
So, at what point did you decide? Like, we're in college. At what point did
so
you say, I'm going to go to law school?
It's funny, man. Actually, just to kind of give you a little backstory, man, I was at Clark Atlanta University And I'd actually transferred to Clark from a school in Miami called Barry University, which was a white school, and got to Clark, and you got Clark, Morehouse, Spelman, ITC, you had Morris Brown. I mean, it was a whole different culture shock, you know what I'm saying, and seeing that many black people at the same time. And so I wanted to, I was a sophomore when I transferred over, and I was just like, man, I need to do something to touch all these people. And, it's funny because my college roommate at the time was the editor-in-chief of the Panther, which was the school newspaper.
Okay.
So he was a dope writer. And it's funny because in Atlanta, everybody coming through Atlanta, so everybody would stop at Clark Atlanta to do an interview. So he's my roommate. I'm seeing him interview Michael Jordan, Denzel Washington.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Like cats, everybody. We interviewed Kanye before he was just producing. I mean, it was just everything. So it was funny because so I was like, man, we need to do something. And so what we ended up doing is I was like, man, let's start up a magazine. You're a writer. I can do the business. So we ended up starting up a magazine my sophomore year at Clark Atlanta, and it ended up growing to be one of the largest collegiate magazines in the nation. So it went from just the CAU to the AUC to over 550 college campuses around the nation, man.
What was the name of the magazine?
It was called Look Magazine.
Look Magazine.
Look Magazine, from Harvard University to Howard University. We were on every campus, man. So I set up distribution deal through Barnes and Nobles at the time and Ingram Publishing, and end up getting it on to every campus. So it was funny though. But while we were on the AUC side, just locally in Atlanta, because Atlanta has like 17 different colleges, so that was really our market. It was funny, man. I got an email from I can't remember. There was some major conglomerate media company, like, you guys are infringing upon the famous Look magazine from the 1950s, and I'm like, man, we some college students with a damn paperback magazine, and so that kind of gave me some interest there. And actually, my mother ended up going to law school when I was in high school, so I knew it was there, but it wasn't something that I aspired to be. But my business acumen through the magazine, it ended up getting me with a lot of different record labels, because I was in Atlanta at the time when, Grand Hustle, BME, BMF, Def Jam South, all that stuff was really booming. Yeah. And so I kind of became the go-to person for these record labels to do all their marketing for the collegiate demographic. And so that kind of got me into the business, into the entertainment industry. And so alongside the magazine, they were advertising with us, but I was doing all the street team promotions and all that kind of stuff. And so fast forward, got out of college, still kind of pushing the magazine, but now just kind of entering in the world of business. And, I was around a lot of different artists, and, I was kind of giving them little advice on business, and people were like, man, are you a lawyer? I'm like, nah, but it was something that was nagging in the back of my mind. Like, I need to take my hustle to another level. You know what I'm saying? It's like I was at a point where I had a bunch of like the magazine, I had a bunch of other businesses, and I was feeling like I was at that point where I was a jack of all trades, a master of none. Yeah. You know what I mean? You know those older cats, 50 years old, is they doing well, but they hustling they got to hustle. I didn't want that for my life, so I was like, you know what, I need to master something. And so I was between getting an MBA or going back and getting a JD. And so my mom was like, yo, you can get an MBA. It's going to take 2 years. You go one extra year, you get a doctorate. It's like, yeah, that's true. So I was actually on a tour with Kirk Franklin doing some marketing and work for him. And we were doing like 5 or 6 cities a week. I was in and out of hotels, on the plane every day.
Now, this was back when you were working. Was this with UMG or
no? I didn't get on with UMG till right before law school.
I feel like that's a huge jump.
Yeah, he did gloss over. I was going to go back to that.
So I was on tour with Kirk Franklin,
and all of
and I was like, wait a minute. How'd you land that? Let's back up.
Okay, so let's back up. So actually, because of the magazine, I started getting in good with a lot of the record labels, all their marketing departments. Okay. And so I was doing a lot of their street team work, and then I started doing a lot of their collegiate demographic consulting. And actually, I started working with like Ford Motor Company, a couple of different companies that wanted to reach out to the collegiate demographic, because that was a part of the magazine. Like, we had to sell ads. Yeah. So I'm talking to these marketing companies and like, look, you know, if you guys are going to be putting some marketing money somewhere, you need to be putting some marketing money around the next generation of leaders. Like, you got people right now that are incubated in college, but they're coming out and going to be making money. So you need to be building that relationship with them right now.
Yeah.
So it ended up going from there. So, so from doing that with the record labels, I ended up doing some work with BET, and then there was another company called the Gospel Music Channel that had started up. And so they put on this tour. Kirk Franklin was a headliner, so they had me go on and basically be the marketing person for each city, making sure that all of our sponsors for the tour that were Kirk was doing the stage mentions and kind of just doing that, and then promoting this cable network.